Okay. All right. I apologize. I appear to be live now. Sorry for the delay, folks. This was meant to start over 5 minutes ago. I've just had a major kerfuffle trying to get the webcam to work. I had to put it into a different port. So, yeah, my apologies. And hello, and also welcome to people that will watch the replay. So, it is now past my scheduled 1 p.m. Live stream. It's now 1:06 actually. Let's see if I've got any messages here. Yeah, I'll just give you a second to join in. I'm hoping people haven't given up, they've tried. So, what I'm going to do first of all, there's another reason for the delay. I just opened the COVID test box. The other person in the household came down with COVID about, well, probably Wednesday night. So, today should be day 5. And it was confirmed she had COVID with a rat, which is a rapid antigen test, as well as a was it PCR? Anyway, so we've been socially distancing, disinfecting anything she touches. So I thought, well, and I'm a little anxious, which led to the delay as well. I thought, well, I've done a test every day, so far negative, miraculously. And yeah, I thought I'd do a live one. So I just opened the test kit, which you've seen before, and you can see also. Sorry, I haven't even had time to frame the camera or anything up here. I made a video a while back about how to do the test. It's quite comprehensive. I will put all of these in the links below and maybe at the end of this stream as well when it lets me. Waiting for someone to join. I'm hoping someone will. Let me just check settings here. Live chat. Oh, here we go. All right. No one's apparently joined in yet. All right, says one person's watching, so at the moment I can't see anything. I've got live chat, participants. Oh, hang on, there's Johnny. Thanks, Johnny. I knew I could count on you. G'day, mate. All right. Oh, g'day, Dave. Hi. Right, sorry for the delay. This was meant to start a little while. Gary, g'day, baby. Little bit of delay. Had the camera plugged in, couldn't get it to work, had to reload software, chucked it into a different port, and it's working now. Haven't had any time to set anything up. As I've said before, if there's any color bands, it's just through these louvers here. So what I was just saying, I'm going to do a live COVID rat right now. It's not rat test, it's rapid antigen test. A little anxious because, well, I feel okay, just maybe very slightly random sniffles, but otherwise I'm okay. Letty, who had been diagnosed with COVID the other day and is isolating for 7 days, is feeling much better. She's pottering around outside. So I reckon if I don't show up positive today, chances are miraculously I'm going to escape it. So, yeah. See, I've even put this. Oh no, it didn't even ask me to do a thumbnail. So here's the blank thing, which you won't probably be able to see very well. Anyway, so I did the up the nose thing. Well, it's gone past the 1 o'clock. Spilt one of the test files. Good thing I have spares. So I've got that here, all right? You can see how to do this in the video link. So it's been up the nose. It's in the solution. This is going to be a rough video because I'm going to take you off here. I haven't had time to set up a tripod. Turn that off. Okay. As long as I can sort of see that, I suppose. Alrighty, so yeah, I know this well now how to do it. So you get that, swish it around, which I've already done for about 10 seconds. Squeeze that off. Squeeze that off. I'll go back to the camera in a second. Throw that in the bin. Already spilt one of these. Put that little cap on there. Okay. And this thing here, which I'm sure most people these days are familiar with, you put 3 drops in there. So let's do that. Counting very carefully. 1, 2, 3. bit of that one. Okay, so what will happen? You'll see that I meant to have. Oh, it's upside down, Miss Jane. Why is that? Oh, anyway. I meant to have a tripod set up, but just didn't get time. Why is it still upside down and backwards? I don't know. I want to do that. All right, so as most of you these days will be familiar with, I'll just hold this for a second. The line next to the C means, basically put simply, you don't have COVID. If I get a line next to the T as well, you're supposed to wait 15 minutes. Sorry for shaking. If you get a line next to the T, it means you're COVID positive. It takes a while. So far, we've only got one next to the C, so that's a good sign. I'll flick back to that because I'm sure you didn't want to tune in just for that. Oh, I'm upside down again, Miss Jane. All right. Focus. There we go. I took my first test yesterday, Johnny, because a lady had the confirmed results Saturday morning. It's about 24 hours later. There was a lab test one. I'll show you if the little doohickey changes. Hopefully it won't. And also that's a bit bright. Okay, and anyway, anyone in doubt, no, I haven't faked the test either way, whatever the results end up being. I need to calm down now. Yeah, I could fake it, but I haven't. So, well, there you go. So 4 or 5 days in the same household, just doing a bit of common sense stuff. No one's wearing masks. She's fully vaccinated for COVID. I have never had a vaccination for COVID. It's my choice. Truth is, you can catch it whether you are or not vaccinated, and you can recatch it and whatever. So far, it's only showing the C, which means, well, I'm not sure what it's short for, but anyway, yeah. Well, I reckon if I was going to show up positive for COVID, it would be today, because like I said, 4 or 5 days now. So while we wait for that, I want to thank you all again for joining. Sorry if I miss any comments, I'm just looking. And yeah, you'll find out. So about 10 more minutes to be safe. So far it only has the C. I know you can't see that. I have to turn this bright. Oh, there you go. See. So if I was COVID positive, there'd be a line next to the T as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. But I'm thinking controlled. Yeah, that's right. I'm a little flustered because I couldn't get the camera to work. So I'm thinking that, according to the rat, I'm still negative. So I know I've heard of a few people that have had people in the household that had COVID, but the others didn't get it. A little surprising. But then I know people that did get it, and usually on the 4th day. So it is what it is. While we wait, I want to first of all thank everyone that watched my video of last week. 16 years I've been doing YouTube content. Check that out in the links, or maybe I'll put it at the end as well. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, it's always a challenge when you put a cluster of things together, and that's tiny snippet of the almost 900 videos I've made over the years. But yeah, I thought a bit the dolphin thing towards the end was probably a bit long, but I'd never shown, I don't think, the complete video I took way back then. Let me cross my legs here. Oh, I can't, I'm stuck. I never showed it, and I thought, well, you can always skip through it. Plus, there are people in the world that have never seen dolphins up close, and that was a great honor for me to actually. You didn't see me in the video. That the guy you saw in the video was actually blind, so that was very special to video him being guided to feed a dolphin. But what I always wanted to do was touch one. Now, these are wild dolphins. They're out in the ocean. That's ocean. And as it turned out, I thought, one way or another, I'm going to touch it. Even though they said, make sure you don't touch the dolphin. It'll get stuffed. But as it was, I held up my fish, and the dolphin came up and nudged me and went, excellent. So I just kind of touched him on the nose. And they went, oh, don't touch him. Oh, piss off. Yeah. Well, if he's out in the ocean, he's not going to encounter anything that I might have on me, germs or anything. Salt water's good for it. Okay. UK government stopped saying it. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably, I think more and more people are discovering not everything you hear is absolutely correct. But we all know that, don't we? It's a mixture of everything. I like to quote, and I've said this before probably, the old TV series X-Files. One of my favourite lines was, the truth is best hidden between two lies. And I think we see that every day in some form or another. Back to the COVID test still. Well, I was a little anxious because I thought today will be the day it'll show up for sure. And if not, I'll just continue doing what I have been doing. Just keeping some space from the other person in the household. Not necessarily mentally. Anyway. All right. There's certain jokes we have privately, a couple of us people, but yeah, anyway. Right. So back to the 16-year video. I thought, well, people can skip past that. But I thought, well, maybe that's, I should have left it towards the end. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, if you have seen it, the snippets I could readily think of. And it was, I'd still be here a week later if I was trying to put in every snippet. But those certain things stuck in my mind. And one of my favourites being at the cafe with my mate Wayne Mills, former AW union organiser for many, 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 many years. And when I was with the government, that's how I got to know him. So we had fun flying our drones. Let's read any comments. Not many comments. Come on now, guys. Right, so that was point number one. Yes, I'm using the webcam. It's still going. Fourth webcam, the Razer Keo Pro. I've actually here's another reason I was slightly late. I just made now a new playlist called Webcam Reviews. So the 4 webcams I've used within the last 12 months, 3 of which I sent back, this one is still going. So I think really this is the best value. It wasn't the dearest one either, so pretty good. But you can check out those reviews if you're interested in webcams on the Fresh playlist. They look pretty good. Yeah, it's not bad, hey. Right, what was I going to say? I made a note just to make sure I mentioned that. Okay, so the rat test I've done it now. The rapid antigen test, which I'm doing right now live as we speak. It's probably the 7th one I've done now. I know how to do them backwards. As I said, I just wasted one trying to get things organised on the desk here. I spilt the vial, so yeah, there's one test. Then, So anyone have any comments? Hey, El, how you going over in rainy New Zealand, where our visitors from Denmark are at the moment? Actually, it's looking cloudy and maybe like it might rain a bit today, but yeah. No, I haven't got it. Look, we're coming up to the 15-minute mark. Nope, just the C. There'd be 2 lines. I'll turn the light down again. If I had COVID, there'd be a line next to the T as well. Surprising. Goes to show. It's a weird thing. But a lot of people are sick, whether it's the flu or something, not necessarily COVID. I had the flu, as you guys would be aware, just over a month ago. Wasn't the worst flu I've had. It was probably influenza A, which, by the way, 100 years ago was the biggest pandemic, I think next to even the Black Plague, that wiped out the greatest amount of population on the planet, influenza A. But as viruses do, they mutate, they become less virulent, people build up immunity. So these days, generally speaking, although it is, I think, the biggest killer in the world of in the way of viruses, it's still relatively, most people don't die from it. So yeah, funny, isn't it? And I suppose in 100 years' time or less, the COVID or the SARS-CoV-2 virus will be similar. Viruses never completely go away, but they do change. People build up herd immunities, etc. You're all aware of it. Okay, now, it stopped raining. Oh, good. Well, I better go to Nelson then, Alan. Just catching up on comments here. Yeah, okay. That's no good, Dave. I hope you feel better soon. I just spoke to my mate Phil out west, which I did a video on a few months ago, and all of them are sick. They don't know if it's COVID. They didn't do a test, but his girlfriend, future wife, there's a bit of info I just told, and their daughter is very sick as well. So could be anything, but typically the doctor, as doctors do, gave them, you can guess, can't you? Antibiotics and prednisone. Well, prednisone I found helped me a bit because I got very bronchi, but chesty, like, chesty with mine. It didn't flatten me, but it just really, really drained me. And I think it took me about a week to get over the flu per se, but then another 3 weeks to really come right. The first week after it, I literally spent most of that week. I couldn't bring myself to do anything, not make videos, not do anything. I spent it out in Studio A, which is my back deck, as the regulars would know, sitting in the sun as much as I could, getting some free vitamin D. So yeah, that's good, Alan. I'm glad that you haven't got it. All right, so Johnny's making bad jokes. I really should read the comments a bit more. All right, well, I'm going to call it as being, well, it's 15 minutes, and here you go. Here's the results. Let's turn the light down so you can see it. Just one line. How do I manage that? How did I manage not to get COVID when someone in the house is living in the same house but has COVID? Or what aren't we supposed to call it? The Wuhan virus. Yeah, right. This video probably won't get monetized. Yeah, we are a bit slow down here, Johnny. Okay, so, well, I was anxious that I may show up with, excuse me, this is just normal smoker's cough. People know what their normal is, and for me, yeah, I do cough because I smoke. So, yeah, I'm a little bit dumbstruck. I'm happy that I don't have COVID. But even if I did, I don't want to go through it because everyone that has had it have told me they feel like crap, at least for a while. But I really didn't want that on top of just getting over the flu recently. However, I'm not overly concerned because, as anyone that's researched, is the current variations are mostly upper respiratory tract. So, I guess, blocked nose, sniffles, runny nose, whatever, versus the original strains, which were deep lung. So that's what concerned me most because I don't need any more of that. Having nearly died 8 years ago with a completely common virus in babies, apparently. I keep wanting to call it RNA. It's not that. I can't remember. But apparently babies get it. And I'd never been exposed to it. I now had both lungs shut down. So I was in a coma for 10 days. It was fun. I will have to read these back. Yep. Okay, that's good. That's good, Russell, that you wasn't COVID. But I wouldn't be especially concerned, now where we are, what we're verging on August 2020, sorry, 2022 at the time of recording. And yeah, I mean, seems to have, from the people, I didn't know anyone personally for probably 2 years, after it started, that had it. And then, especially with the latest mutations or variants, yeah, now I know a lot of people, and everyone's told me something different. Like Letty she was very cold and shivery for one day. The guy up at the smoke shop I go to, he said that's all he had was just like freezing to death, no matter how many layers of clothing he put on. Another guy at the fish shop that used to have the fish shop we go to, that he said he had tingly lips for a day. I don't know. Everyone's different, but that's because I think everyone's immune system is different. And there's many things, we won't go into that topic right now. Don't tell me Craig's here. Hey, Craig. Oh, well, now it's complete almost. Well, his puppy breath's not here, but I think she might be working. Excellent. Oh, there you go. Most of the gang's here. Yeah, all right. Excellent. Stevie boy. I haven't got a report from you this morning, Craig, yet, by the way. You know what I mean. I'll be expecting an update of that. Hopefully it'll be a paid report. Are you working at the moment, or do you have a day off or a couple of hours off, Craig? I'll pause for an answer. Okay, all right. So you're not working. Good. All right, sweet. Well, if you missed it, nervously I did the COVID test live around the world, and as you can see, negative to COVID, despite living in the same house as someone that has COVID as we speak, who's feeling much better, by the way. Whew, just one day off. Okay. Flu is what retired pilots had. Yeah, I get it. All right, I'm starting to relax a bit now. Again, I apologise to anyone. It doesn't matter if you're watching the replay, as most people do, because time zones around the world is, I'm going to vote for flat Earth next time there's an election, as I was telling Gary, because that way we can all be on the same time zone. And I've tried day, night, morning, noon. Blah. There's no one time that suits everyone because of the way the planet spins, unless you're a flat Earth believer, in which case it doesn't spin. So I'm not sure how they account for that. Anyway, good have a laugh. G'day, Will. How are you? I thought you'd make it here, mate. I appreciate that. Yes, you did make it. I was a little late anyway, so a bit of a fluster, like doing the COVID test, and I spilled a vial and couldn't get the camera to work. Hadn't used it for a while, so we're all good now, obviously. All right. Putin, where's not Vladimir Putin? Has he joined us? I thought it'd be on his special military operation. All right, I look forward to reading the comments because I'm a little bit out of whack with them. So yeah, well, there we have it. What can you say? Well, that sort of proves the point too, doesn't it? Now, we had visitors here, one from Melbourne, stayed for a week, and we have some from Denmark, or living in Denmark, who stayed for a week. They're over in New Zealand for nearly a week. They'll have to stay somewhere else for a few days until Letty's 7-day quarantine expires. And then they'll come back here for probably 2 weeks before they go back to Denmark. So for sure, I thought we would catch something with all the plane travel international as well. But yeah, you can't really pinpoint where you pick up viruses. You can only hypothesize. So yeah, that surprised me, and I'm pleased that I didn't catch it. But it does prove, I think, without wanting to be demonetized or kicked off YouTube for a couple of weeks, like I was one other time, by simply sharing something about it. Yeah, we're still the same air we're breathing in the house. It's not that huge a house, but we're just keeping our distance. Having said that, like I've sat outside at the table in Studio A, and yeah, we've been on opposite ends of the table. A few of you have been here, so you know it's a fairly big table. So 8 to 10 feet in, or what, 3 meters at most, I guess. So clearly that's enough distance. So the old social distancing, as they call it, seems to work, and that's the number one thing. And I've not been overly paranoid at any stage with the whole COVID thing. All I've done is just what I thought is pretty simple, common sense stuff. You know, I don't stand right next to people out in public if I can avoid it. And I kind of said this more or less in my first video over 2 years ago about the whole thing. Just common sense. And I do use hand sanitizer if I get back in the car, if I've been out. It's cheap. And basically, I think that's all you have to do. And yeah, as I said, I've not been vaccinated. That's by choice. My only regret about that is that I potentially missed out on working with Kate Blanchett on a film. But it is what it is. And I would have probably got it to be on that film, but I didn't know. Yeah, and everything changes, you know. I've got to be careful what I say on YouTube because it's so, you know, it goes with the narrative. But basically, my understanding is that the original strains were like, that's over 2 years ago. Like in China, everyone reported it was early 2019 they started to encounter it, and then it was let go into the world. And the World Health Organization, I'm really pushing it now. They said, oh no, there's no pandemic, but by which case it's too late. As I said in my video back then, what they should do is lock all the borders of all the countries. And I said, but they won't because too much money to be lost. So, yes, there we have it. Although a lot of people have made a lot of money on it. You know, there's people that make these things, which are all made in China, by the way, and the pharmaceutical industry. All right, I better stop there. I'm really pushing the boundaries now. And I don't want to be blocked from making videos for another 2 weeks or whatever, just for expressing an opinion based on science. Oh, Amazon, yeah, Amazon really has made a lot of money. It's not a bad thing. I've said before, well, no, I don't mean it's not a bad thing. There are benefits to the way it's all panned out with a lot more people working from home. And you can, and I've done it a few times now, if I need an appointment with my GP or doctor, yeah, you can just have a phone appointment. And it's a lot more convenient than, first of all, you go to your doctor's surgery or wherever you go, clinic, whatever. You're sitting in a whole room full of potentially sick people, which is never a good thing at any time. You know, people are coughing, breathing, whatever, right next to you. Never a good thing. So unless it's something where they need to physically exterminate you, physically check you out. If it's just a consultation or, you know, you need to chat about a prescription or whatever the case is, they can just phone you up. You're just doing whatever you're doing at home. Ring, ring. Oh, yep, okay, cool, done. So the tables are reversed from the old days where you're sitting at the surgery, you have an appointment at a certain time. You may be still sitting there an hour later or more, waiting until the doctor can see you. So, yeah, I think it's a good thing. There are other benefits as well. Okay, catching up. Okay, who's going? Who's gone? All right, someone's left. Was it you, Alan? I'll read this all back once YouTube processes the video, which sometimes takes 12 hours before we can read the writing. And as I've said, currently it says 6 people watching. Why is there only 1 thumbs up? What's going on, fellas and fellas? Hit the old thumbs up. It's right there. Give it a thumbs up. Helps the channel, doesn't hurt the channel. Come on, I'm seeing 1 thumbs up. That's just not good enough. Yeah, I like eBay. That's my main source. Although I found Amazon was the cheapest for the webcams, even this one. It's unfortunately even blew out my local computer place I buy parts from. And surprisingly, it was next day delivery, so I can't fault that. And also Craig, if you're still there, Craig's the one that put me onto Amazon Prime, which is quite a good streaming service, and you get a cheaper discount with things with them anyway. I just find Amazon's a little complex for me in a way because there are different prices and it gets confusing. But gee, I've been on eBay for probably 17 or more years since the first thing I bought there was, weirdly enough, I've still got it. It was a big brass and glass lantern, and it came all the way from Hawaii. I don't know why I bought that, but anyway, that was my first eBay purchase. Over 100% feedback rating on eBay. I guess because, as most of you know, I'm an honest person, so I deal honestly. If I sell something, you get a full description of what it is. Speaking of that too, shortly, I'm just almost there. I think 50 or 80 subscribers to go, and I'll be at the 5,000 subscriber mark finally. I'm going to look into some merchandise, as I mentioned. Probably just start with, coffee cups. Have a design in mind that I've been pondering for a few years. I did look the other day at all the different suppliers, and you see how it works usually is there'll be a link and you purchase from whoever it is, Teespring or there's one of the common ones, and I get just a little percentage of that. So it's not like I'm having stock made and sent here to my house and then posting it off. No, it's all done through them. But hopefully you'll like the design I come up with. And yeah, and then I'll run a little competition too. People can send, well, I'll announce this when it's in place. People can send in photographs if they like, and I'll make a special little video about that of people holding the merch, the Steve Mac channel. All right. Yes, you had fast running up behind me now, Gary. Not long to go now. Yeah, cool. I look forward to reading these back. Sorry, I don't read them all because I'm trying to give you some eye contact as well. Anyone have anything you want to say now that this one final look? Better do a thumbnail as well. Hang on. What would be a good thumbnail for this video then? Where is it? I don't know. So, no COVID today. Whew. Well, that's a relief. What can you say? Anyone have any comments about anything? Maybe even the 16-year video? Oh, that's better. I've got a few more thumbs up. Still not as many as people that have been watching, but it's up to you. Yes, check out, if you haven't seen it, Gary's video with the dog Popeye with the 360-degree camera. That was awesome, Gary, as I told you. And it's also the camera that we used during the driving of the Nissan Zs, Gary's and mine, and our vlog flying drones. I'm blown away at the technology of the 360-degree cameras. And I saw at Gary's place the editing, how you can swing it around. It's brilliant. It's outstanding stuff. Technology is great. Or it can be. Yeah, that's no worries, mate. So I suppose, well, again, Anyone have any comments or questions? Because I'll try and keep this a bit shorter. I know it's a big ask on people to sit around watching me blabber on for like an hour, so I'll try and keep it shorter. Yep, very good, Russell. Well, I watch a lot of YouTube, obviously. I create a lot of content as well, obviously. Okie dokie. Well, yeah, I've missed track of where people have gone. I think Craig might have been taken away by his missus to go shopping. There's a joke there. I won't do it right now, but there's a quote by. No, I just won't do it. And it's a bit. No, I want to do it. I want to say it, but I won't. Hands up if I should tell you the joke, and I'll probably muck it up anyway. It's not a joke, it really happened. I'm going to reserve my comments unless people want to know it. All right. Okay. Well, if I don't muck it up, this is true, and it's been said with more than one. There was a guy, I forget his name. He was a guitarist, and he went on stage. This is not a joke; it's just funny the way it was said. And he said, "I've been told not to spend too long here, or else the director's going to pull me off." You can hear a penny drop, can't you? See, it's not. It's the way you perceive it. He meant pull him off stage. No, I'm going to leave it there. I just said to me it was funny. Yeah, that's it. It's just on the way you perceive it. All right. Yeah, well, it is, but it was a true thing. And it happened to somebody who was a lot more famous than this guy, too. But yeah, probably Ricky Gervais probably even said it as well. Anyway, all right. Well, having wasted one COVID test, doesn't matter. We've got about 6 million of them here. You've seen it now. COVID free for another day. I didn't feel unwell, just like I said, like a slight headache comes and goes, but it's probably just me. And no breathing problems. For those that have seen Letty on the videos in the past, she woke up Thursday morning early to drive her son and girlfriend to the airport. And I heard her coughing, and I just asked her, "Are you okay?" And I said, "It's probably COVID," half joking. She said, "God, I hope not." And there you go, turned out she was. But here's the funny thing, I'll be interested, because she drove them to the international airport in the same car with the windows up, and I had recommended at least drive with the windows down. Be very interested to see if they how their New Zealand trip's going now, a few days later. Hopefully they're okay. This is true. You've seen a live pregnancy test? Oh, okay. All right. Another good live stream. Yeah, excellent. Let me check my diary live, Gary, for that burger. Well, you have to make sure. Well, it'll have to be after Letty's officially clear of her thingy, and once she is, I'll do one last test to make sure I don't have it. Yeah, you got the flu the second time. I don't think I've got anything on this week, Gary, so far. Hang on. Checking. Yeah, that'd be right. End of month if you go over to Monday, nothing. Tuesday, nothing. Wednesday, nothing. Thursday, nothing. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, nothing. All right. Book that in with me, Gary, during the week, and we'll go for that burger. As long as I haven't got COVID. And after Letty's 7-day isolation. They're good burgers. They're nice. They make them fresh. Johnny, do you want to come and have a burger? Craig's disappeared, I think, but you coming over, Johnny? I'll leave a gap there in case you want to join us. All right, cool. All right, do I have to pay for the tests? Well, because Letty's on a pension, she gets them. You get a box of free ones every month, or you have. I think they've stopped, but they may extend it. 5 in a kit. So there's heaps that I can use as well. If that's in Australia, I believe if you're not in receipt of any sort of pension card or whatever, I think they're $10 for one test. I think they were 20. Maybe they still are. I don't know. But I've never bought one. I just use one of hers. Yeah, so you get 5. There's different boxes, but they're all made in China. So you get 5 in one box. So there we go. COVID free. Definitely on the burger. All right. Okay. So that's, well, I write the order down. I could phone it into them. Take my hair out now. Having another bad head day. By the way, I had a haircut. Last week. I think it was that one. I had it cut. About 2 inches taken off, or 4 centimeters. And it doesn't look any different. Yeah. And well, I don't know. Do you have to pay for the COVID test over in America, Johnny? Well, I don't know. Every country is different, I guess. Well, actually, it's something you want to talk about money, though. The GP prescribed for Letty an antiviral that's just been approved by our TGA, Therapeutic Goods Administrator. And yes, you have to meet certain criteria. He told me, the same GP, that I didn't meet the criteria, but when I looked, well, I certainly do. So I think it's time for me to seriously consider changing doctors again. But anyway, these antivirals, because she's on the pension, she got them for free. And I might have told a couple of you how much they are. Have a guess, if you don't know, what the full price, if you're a normal working person, not on pension or anything, guess how much a box of tablets are, those antivirals. I'll pause for an answer. Nope, not $68. Keep going. A little higher. Any others? I took a picture of it, actually. No guesses? Come on now, it's live. What's the point of having a live stream if no one's going to get 348? No, keep going. It's just a box of tablets. I could show you. Could go and get them and show you. What? I'd never buy one if they were $1. Okay, here we are. Ready? The full price for that box of tablets is over $1,100. Not bad, hey? There you go. So you can see why they have made criteria you have to meet before the government will pay for them. Yeah, it's mental. As I said to her, like every tablet you take, make sure you remember how much that's worth. Mental. Anyway, we do have the best health system in the world by all accounts in Australia. We really do. And I've said that before, and I've worked in the industry. I still do occasionally, in my form of doing it when I do simulated patient or whatever. Every doctor I've spoken to, every specialist I've spoken to have said that. Some have even worked overseas. Even in the UK, their system's okay, but they said ours is the best. Because I think everyone gets access to free hospitals. You can have private health cover. This is just a little PS to this. I used to have private health cover too for years. Gave it up years ago. It was too expensive. The thing is, the public hospital system, they've saved my life more than once. Went back 8 years ago when I was in intensive care for a month and whatever it was, 10 days in a coma. They told Letty that was $10,000 a day that would cost if I was to have to pay for it. So, yeah, and cost me not even $1. Well, it cost to park. I'll say that, to park your car costs a lot. but nothing like that. So, oh, you're still there, Craig? Oh, sorry, mate. I thought you'd gone. All right. Cheers, Craig. I'll wrap up the live stream now anyway. Was only intending it to be about 30 minutes. No COVID, Craig. So, surprise, surprise, surprise. Yeah, it is a surprise. Yeah, all right. Well, cheers, everyone. I suppose I'll wrap that up unless people want to talk about something else. And again, I want to thank the people who are the majority of people, and I can always tell this by how many views it ends up getting. Most people, because of time differences, are watching this or will be watching some of this at least, probably not all of it, on a replay. And it can take up to 12 hours. Sometimes I've seen it take more before they're able to watch all the text that's there and the live chat. So to those people as well, I'd like to thank very much for joining me. And if you haven't checked out my videos that I've mentioned, I will, once this processes or when I can. Yeah, well, that's true, Gary. Yeah, taxpayers do pay for it. Yeah, I've got to give you that. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I didn't think of it that way. But on the outside, it seems to be free. Well, it's free as in when I compare it to the States, United States, where my understanding is if you don't pay for every consultation or service you have, you can end up dying if you can't afford. But here we can go into a doctor's and, well, I used to pay for it, so I don't know. If they bulk bill, it means you don't pay. Yeah. Despite that, anyway, it's people complain about. They say, "Oh, well, my appointment was pushed back. My specialist appointment was pushed." Yes, I mean they have to prioritize. If it's a life and death situation, they will take you on board straight away. If it's something that's not life and death, unfortunately, sometimes they do push you back, especially with the demands on hospitals at the moment. But yeah, that's inconvenient. But overall, it's a very good system. There's no such thing as a free lunch, that's for sure. Although if you come over, Johnny, I'll shout you a burger. So I can disprove that. UK's the place. Yeah, doesn't surprise me. That's for sure. And it's still an Orwellian world, isn't it? And it's got a lot worse the last few years, to the point that most of us just can't believe that it has. And I think it's going to get even worse still. I'd like to be optimistic, but I'm really not. We've seen great changes. We've seen complete swapping of funds from the West. Yeah, I probably won't go into it right now, but you've seen it. Those that watch carefully have seen it. And the States is really, my belief, is the big push behind it. But yeah, and again, I'm talking about governments, not citizens. I think most citizens around the world, I've said this before, are good people. The majority, vast majority. It's just unfortunate that the people suffer because of certain governments and ludicrous things they implement. But yep, well, I won't push it too much until there's a mass revolt, which there never will be, I don't believe. See, as a side issue, I was in the union as a rep, and I saw many, many times you'd get a certain small amount of people would come along to a union meeting I'd call. The bulk of people won't, but then people will ring up and say, "Oh, I want this," and I say, "Did you turn up to the meeting to express this?" "Oh, no." Yeah, there's great power in numbers, but the trouble is people are too afraid to appear in great numbers on most things. We'll see what happens. I'm really looking forward to reading this back. Okay, we've gone into a few topics here. Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, I understand what you're saying, Sea Princess. Sea Prince, sorry. Sorry. You can be a princess if you want. We're all told we can identify as whatever we want. I'm a tree myself. Tomorrow I'm going to be a probably bird. Apparently genders don't count anymore. Yeah, that's for sure. Yes, indeed. Yeah, if nothing else, COVID especially, we've all seen. Unfortunately, we've lost. Were they friends though? Maybe sometimes they were. But on social media, yeah, you'll see there's been a great tear apart because one person believes what another person doesn't believe. I say it doesn't really matter. What you believe is the truth, but you should always be able to agree to disagree on any topic. Any topic. You should be able to get along as friends, no matter what. It's like, all right, well, you think that. I don't think that. Doesn't matter. We're still friends. Any topic. Seriously, any topic. It's not worth throwing away a friendship because you think slightly different to someone else. Proper friendships are so hard to come across and keep. So value them. Whether that's, relatives you get along with or people you meet, just value friendships because I believe we're not here for an awful long time when you think of it. Yeah, a number of decades. Why just not value people in your life that people do come and go, and sometimes they come back in. Barbara Streisand sang a song about that. Anyway, all right, I'll read these comments back. Thanks everyone for hanging around on my Sunday afternoon. Had nothing on anyway, and yeah, I appreciate your time. No matter what time you're watching a replay of this, and to you guys that have joined me on the live stream. And I'm going to say g'day to Puppy Breath because I know she'll watch this when she gets a chance. Sometimes she joins live, sometimes she can't. Sometimes she's working. It's it's what it is. All right, so cheers. Yeah, well, I'm not sure what day Letty's 7 days are up, Gary, but I'll let you know, and I'll take one more of these tests just to make sure, and yeah, then we'll do it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Popeye coming for a visit as well one day, Gary. So cheers, everyone. Thanks, everyone that I haven't seen particularly pop into a live stream before. G'day, Russell, Micey Prince, um, everyone else. Appreciate you taking the time. Thanks for your input on things. And for those that saw and watch again, well, there you go. 5 days of sharing a household with somebody that does have COVID, and I'm still negative. So it goes to show. I don't know. Maybe my immune system's a bit stronger than certain people give credit for. I do not know. Or maybe it's the fact that I'm simply applying common sense, not being close to the person. I've sat in the same room, which is probably pushing the boundaries a bit, yeah, at the best of times. But yeah, just common sense and like not touching the same surfaces. I do spray some disinfectant or do my hands. I don't believe that's that big a risk, apparently. I mean, we're talking about lab conditions. When people say viruses can sit on surfaces for 9 days, well, we're not in a lab here. We're in the real world. Just common sense, people, as I said over 2 years ago in that video. So I'll add links to certain things in the bottom or at the end screen once I can shortly. So have a great afternoon. Monkeypox, yeah. Well, I'm going to avoid any close relationships with monkeys now because it was something I was planning on doing, but now I'm not so sure. All right. Yeah, Johnny, time for you to go to bed, whatever time it is there. And yeah, everyone else, cheers. And I'll speak to you. Well, let's see what video I make next. Still a couple on the back burners I've got to finish. Sorry for the focus hunting in and out as I shift my eye focus. I just using it on fully automatic. Check out the brand new playlist of webcams on my channel if you're interested in buying a webcam. So cheerio, everyone. I'll wrap it up. I'll have a cigarette then because I've been trying to avoid doing that on camera. And I'll go and dance around, so still don't have COVID. And I'm pleased. All right. Okay, and any changes to that, I will update you all on the community tab, which I hope most of you check every day because I like to put things up there, whether it's a photo or a link or a poll, and I get your responses. Like I've even put a poll up more than once before about what's the best time you would watch a live stream, and there's a big variance, so can't do much about that. Okay, I'll stop waffling, let you guys go and have a coffee, a beer, whatever you're going to do, and have a great afternoon. It is now 2 p.m. live in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, with an airplane flying overhead. Ooh, is it a propeller job? Sounds like a jet to me. Meaning he'll be over your place in about 1 minute, Gary. No, a few seconds, sorry. Okay, see you, everyone. Flagpole. All right. All right, cheers, everyone. I'm going to end the stream now. Thanks so much for joining me. Check out these links, which will appear if you're watching the replay. And I'll see you soon. Bye. Cheers.